Hi, in this case study, it's actually again a composite. Over the years, I've run into distributors who've done their customer profitability and found that basically their whole business is nothing but small customers and small orders. And they've actually been able to go to a cash and carry model. So this is very atypical, and maybe it's more important to illustrate that these creatures are out there and what niche they're in so you can not compete with them and find another niche that works for you. But in big ethnic pocket cities, think Miami, LA, New York City, I mean, there are areas in LA where all the signs are in Vietnamese, or all the signs are in Chinese, or all the signs are in Russian in New York City, for example, the greater New York City metro area. And the warehouse is kind of an old warehouse. It's sort of in the central part of the town, so it's not out in some modern, industrial park with lots of metal buildings and no retail traffic. So it's reasonably accessible to a lot of these little guys. So it's easy to drive over and pick stuff up. So basically, they reformat the place. They invest in signage and point of sale pricing. They may go with a bit of a membership only fee, so you can be a commercial business, and they want to have you pay credit card, cash, check kind of thing. Often they may keep one, two, three, five, 10 big old customers that are somewhere in the metro area that they've had a long-term relationship with, and take care of them on an unbundled pricing basis. Because once you start off in the warehouse, you come down and buy this stuff for cash. Then somebody says, all right, well, what kind of, if I buy more, what kind of deal do I get? And you only have so few of them. You can actually tune the supply chain solution, if you knew what your math was for supply chain cost to serve, uh, to take care of the bigs. I have seen some case studies where the few bigs actually they lose money on them and they make money on their core cash and carry business. But in this environment, you will go out and find a warehouse picker who's picking for the big guys, as well as customers, little customers, both out there using big industrial carts and so forth. This also will happen in categories of product where lots of little guys can buy lots of little stuff. So if you think about a food equipment distributor, these guys, love to go into a brand new restaurant and sell them all the equipment to set the restaurant up, as far as their ovens and heaters and all that sort of stuff. Lots of stainless steel back there, and washers and so forth. But once that's set up, the maintenance, the printed materials, the napkins, the cutlery, the tools that chef uses, these all break down or get lost, or need to be replaced periodically and randomly, and tend to generate a lot of small orders. Um, Ditto in the florist floral supply business. There's zillions of goofy little hard goods that a florist could use, but they tend to use them on a now and then basis and so forth. So I know one guy notably in Boston who's right next to the flower exchange. He's just got a big honking warehouse, and he just is in nothing but the supply business, as opposed to flowers, which you can get next door. But people come in from all over New England, see his place there, and then they come on in and buy. And over time, they will round out their offering to be more user friendly to all sorts of random public, creatures. They say they're commercial, but the truth of the matter is anybody can pretend like they have a commercial tax number and get in and buy stuff for their holiday party or whatever. Other categories where I've seen this are candy and tobacco distributors, where you can sell candy and tobacco to little guys. In food service, all the little mom and pop restaurants can come in and buy stuff. Some people made a business out of it. There's a company called Smart and Final based out on the LA area. It covers a lot of western states now, and it got quite big, went public. I think it was taken private, whatever. But I've seen people, and I've seen food service distributors forward integrate into kind of top 100 items and frozen food kind of stuff in these kinds of stores. I've seen uh, printing paper distributors forward integrate into sort of cut paper stores. I've seen plumbing supply people where basically they got out a full service big commercial contractor and have an area distribution center, and they might have four, five, six, seven, eight cash and carry kind of pop stands that they take care of. There are a lot of little electrical quote wholesalers that really are substantial cash and carry counters, and part of why they exist is they're in that particular channel. There's still an odd historic anomaly called stocking agents, and the stocking agents will sell stuff to these little guys at the same price they'll sell the big guys. So they, in a sense, act like a subsidized master distributor for the little guys. They don't know that because they're just looking at volume and percent off the top, but on a supply chain math basis, it probably shouldn't exist, or those pricing terms shouldn't exist. I've also seen a very successful heating, ventilation, air conditioning distribution creature where they have shared master distribution centers. It creates a wonderful cash and carry opportunity. When these guys try to go upscale and sell bigger jobs to bigger contractors, they fail because their business model is tuned more to the cash and carry than it is to the big scale thing. So whether you have a distribution center and then if you have stores, can you have these stores and then have big contractors come in and say, well, I'm a big guy, I want contract pricing, so I can come in and cherry pick your two-step convenient location? And I say not. If you have the line item profit analytic math, you'll start to realize that, hey, if you want to buy from the DC on big planned orders, that's good. But if you want to come in and get little fill-in orders at our store, then you're going to have to pay in the fill-in convenience store price and terms, cash, credit card. We cannot be fooling around with lots of paperwork and trade credit for you to buy one AA battery kind of thing. So that's the category of cash and carry, more so that you don't try to get into that, or if you get into it, you do it strictly at a wholesale pricing terms model, as opposed to trying to think you can take care of big guys on big guy terms at a two-step distribution. Thank you.